What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am Justin here with Meals on this beautiful, sunny July 4th that we record this on.
Hey man, listen, who said we don't work on holidays? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Who says this might be time and a half? You know what I'm saying? It might be.
We blocked it.
Um,
They giving us time and a half of this.
when's the last time you worked on a holiday?
Oh my God. It's been about 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
Wow. What
Mhm.
holiday was it?
Shit. I don't even remember. Was it had to be like a Columbus Day or something. Like my job now gives us every holiday off. Like every single.
Oh, that's good.
Like they couldn't wait for the Juneteenth to be a holiday. They were like, "Yeah, nigga, let's go!" Like they couldn't wait, they couldn't wait for Juneteenth
That
holiday.
that break between February and May when there's really no holidays is a lot. So any summer holiday is welcome, to be honest with you. I can't remember the last time I worked on a holiday. Um
I know some people that worked on Juneteenth. I ain't gonna say nothing though.
I mean, not I. Not I, said the cat. Like literally, they my job. They like have stuff. We have like a tracker and stuff to follow, like all of our projects and stuff. And it was like I was like, listen, I don't know what y'all doing on that day. It's
Mhm.
not gonna be me. So y'all better skip or figure out a day, add it somewhere, subtract it somewhere, something of rather. I don't think I've ever worked on a holiday, but I haven't had many jobs to be honest with you.
Mhm.
But that's interesting. Nonetheless, July 4th, we hear um, just torrential downpour that
It's
just happened in the city.
it's a strange July 4th because I'm actually off for the whole week, and they're funny. Like my job's funny because they just so happen to be like, "Oh, well, July 4th just happens to be on your week off." Like I'm just like, "No, I'm gonna take some extra days, thanks."
Yeah, it might take another day. Yo, listen, you know what I was in my back of my brain, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Like, I was like, yo, we probably should have done this like live. Like,
Yeah.
imagine we could have done this like legitimately, like just throw out a link, throw out a YouTube link, and just be
We
like, yo, yeah, we live, listen to us. 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. Like, I don't know.
have done. I mean, we're definitely not gonna play Fight Forever like Cyrus and Quan did. We're not doing that.
No, but they have we're gonna drop official content for that since they did play it over the weekend. It's gonna go up on the Patreon. And then I'm pretty sure you're gonna get a formal review at some point during this week about that game. But yeah, nah, couldn't be me. Um
Did you watch the stream that it is?
I didn't watch a stream. I have no listen, Twitter. Let's start there, right?
Yeah, let's start there.
They've essentially, because of various reasons, and I guess because Elon Musk didn't want to re-up his Google contract, they've they throttled people down to at first 600 tweets that you're able to see per day, which is another level of ghetto. It's
It's
like
and the thing is about this whole limit thing is that it seems to be off right now. It seems to not be a thing.
I don't even want to try it out because to be honest with you, I like looking at Twitter to waste time. And I don't want to. When I hit my rate exceeded limit, like over the weekend, mad times, I was like, "This is so like who?" And so I was just in the Discord talking about Money in the Bank the whole time.
I mean,
But
it's
I
it,
go ahead.
everything is ghetto. I think that's really the long and short of it is that everything is fucking ghetto. This country's ghetto for
Yeah,
taking away affirmative action and banning or allowing people to discriminate based on your sexual preference, where you work at or the job that you.
don't forget the loans. Loans is that's ghetto too.
The loan shit is ghetto. And then to add on to the ghetto week last week was the Twitter shit. And I just think last week we need to do better this week than we did
Yeah,
last week. Like that was just so fucking ghetto, bro. Like I cannot believe back to back like punches to the stomach last week.
and for everyone who works in social, it's like so what?
I mean,
Like
I work, very closely in social, and we've had to change up strategies every single month because of things that they do. And now the TweetDeck thing, where you can use TweetDeck again, but you got to be verified after 30 days. Or you can't use it no more. The rate limit, which again it seems to be off, but it's not like it hurts companies and their fans or their followers and their potential to see the things that you do. So
Yeah.
you can expect a hit literally from a lot of different social accounts. You can expect a hit to your engagements, your impressions this week because he did that.
It's all ghetto. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm here. Don't get me wrong. Like, because I have, continued access to Twitter, I use it quite frequently. But if I don't, I'm not gonna really use it. So like this week, I've just been like, all right, let me do something else. Like, let me go work out. Let me go watch the bear. Let me go, um, you know, just do something else. And like, yeah, I don't know, man. This shit is ghetto, bro. Like, this is where conversation happens, and it feels like just so much ghetto shit has been happening over the last number of weeks.
Have you gone to Spill?
So let me talk about my experience with Spill. So my homeboy, um, I'm gonna say his name. My homeboy Dante. You know Dante, right?
Yeah, no Dante.
Yeah, yeah. So Dante, who has like he is a he's done some great like work over the last. I have to give him a shout out because he has this platform on Instagram called Yams Playlist.
Mhm.
Um, and within like 6 months, I think he has over 100K followers on that thing. And it's like it promotes like R&B and all this other stuff like that. And so, but he said his one of the people that he was like talking to and stuff like that, they have this beta for this new platform called Spill. And I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, send me tell him to send me a thing, I'll try it out. And I didn't try it out for like a month. Like, they sent me the email, and then actually one of the when I guess I like the creators or founders of Spill hit me up in my DMs like maybe like a month ago. Was like, hey, notice you haven't really been using it. Are you still interested in trying the beta? And I was like, I'll try the beta. Um, so I did all the stuff, got to log in, looked around, see what was there. And to be honest with you, just kind of from the look of it, I was like, oh, this is still very unfinished. Like, very unfinished.
Unimpressive also. Let me tell you, I got on there for 5 American minutes. Had no clue what the fuck to do. This slot, like the way you scroll down and up is just unintuitive. Like if I was older, I would definitely not know what the fuck to do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just definitely weird how they set everything up. I don't like why. What's wrong with just having followers and follows? Why I got to be
So
serving?
Spill
Right.
servers and tea, I was like, yeah, this is kind of a lot. Like, just and that's kind of what I mean from the aspect of like it's like very unfinished, right? Like, even to me, even the colors, right? There's a science to colors, and there's a science to like the effect it has on a person
Hmm.
um when you start scrolling past stuff. And yeah, I mean, the colors are it's very Roy G Biv, you know what I'm saying? It's giving very basic, and I'm not saying the app is basic, but I'm just saying like it's very unfinished to this point. And it's cool that people have found something else to hop on. But like I said, like in moments of crisis, like another app popping up, we've seen this before, where everything is awry. We all, move to another app and begin using it, and then when things are back to normal, we get the right the fuck back off.
Yeah, and not only that, but it's not. You don't need a Twitter killer because there will never be a Twitter killer. There will never be because the moments in time that are on Twitter, they still live on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like they're still there. You know, until that site goes down, but they're still there through screenshot form or what's that meme form or whatever whatever what have you. um it's just tough to replace those feelings and replace all of that stuff because it is lost in time, or not lost in time, but kind of remained in time. And when you have something like Spill, to me it does seem derivative of a lot of different experiences. Like, did you like Tumblr, where we got that look for you, we got the big pictures for you? Did you like Instagram, where we got the inline graphics and stuff for you? Do you like hashtags? That's all there for you, right in the bottom. Do you like Twitter? You can still leave things. Do you like retweeting? It's like we need a whole new experience, not a remix of experiences
Right.
that we already have. And I just think as designers and people like me and you who work in content, no company's going for that. the reason why TikTok is so intuitive and so fun is because it's so simple. You know, in the outset, you know, they people are making whole fucking movies on TikTok now. But the reason why companies are trying to find a common ground here is because people are there. It's hip. It's happening, and it's also an experience like unlike anything you've ever seen. And that's why everyone's copying it. That's why Instagram's
Abs-
copying it. That's what everyone's
right.
doing.
No, absolutely. And you know, I don't want to completely like bash whoever kind of created this thing.
Oh, I do
Um
because we didn't get to we didn't get to this the next part of this whole story, right?
okay, go ahead.
People thought this was a black app, and the creator of the app came down and said, "Nah, nah, nah, this ain't a black app." And I'm like, "But what you mean is it not a black app? You're using spilling and serving, using all of our fucking slang on it."
Yeah, that's not a to be honest with you, I thought about like I legitimately thought I was like, "Oh, okay, this is like a black app." And then I was like, they probably won't make that much money it being just a black app though. Because realistically like you don't create apps for like you know secluded groups. You create it for kind of everybody.
Hmm.
Like everyone has to be able to use it in some sort of instance. That's how the most popular apps kind of like are built, or at least companies and services and all this other stuff like that. So the fact he says it's not is hilarious. I get why you would say that, but I also yeah, nah, it looks completely like you open it and it's like this is what this app looks like, and it's like the painting of like what the fuck was it? Um, I forget.
The good times painting, like if
Yeah, there you and like all this other stuff like that. So it's like, you know, I have no qualms against. I mean, creating a new social media app is hard, but it does require a lot of work, and I think the beta being it being pushed out, and it's like still this beta stage that is very very early to me isn't it adds into your shelf life like a lot.
no, like definitely. I mean, I'm all for Twitter being destroyed. I'm all for all of wrestling Twitter essentially to be rate limited at all times because some of the takes that we've seen over the past couple of days that we're going to get into a little bit later. But um,
Right.
I just think that when it comes down to it, it's not a bad thing that we don't have a Twitter competitor. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing because it's not on us to create this thing. It is on, you know, it is on someone else to do so. But it's also up to these companies like Twitter and like Instagram to give us what we want. You know what I mean? Like they have to give us what we want. Like it's a shit show, but it's also like it is affecting creators' pockets, and I will say that that's the worst. That's the worst part about it is that creators having to change up everything every time they do something different. You know what I mean? Like it does suck. But you know, another thing people were mad at Spill about was that they said no porn.
Uh
Why is this still
again,
a thing?
yeah, I don't know why. Like no self-respecting. I mean, yeah. Nah, it's just not gonna happen, Captain. I mean, it's not really allowed on Twitter either, but Twitter doesn't like police it to the extent that like
No,
remember when Tumblr did it and then everyone's like, I guess we're off Tumblr.
it droves, but it was like, yo, there's so many ways to find porn, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what,
That's yeah.
what's the deal? What is the thing with porn on Tumblr? I wasn't even really on a porn wave on Tumblr. I didn't know that that was a thing.
Oh, it was yeah. It's a pretty big like artistic. It's like various genres of
It
it.
was like the old. It was like the old. Like I know people were completely off track here, but it was like the old gifs of like very slow, like moving gifs of like orifices, right? Like that used to be.
Yeah, yeah. You know, you can get artistic with it. You can get raw with it. You can get. There's a lot of ways to go about it. Tumblr invented. Nah, I don't want to say invented genres because it's definitely existed beforehand. But definitely put it in a light that I rarely ever saw before. But yeah, that's kind of weird. That's
Yeah,
kind of weird.
Tumblr's strange. Tumblr's strange. Like I just know that people were definitely upset at Spill because they said, "Oh, this ain't porn." I'm like, why is that your that? Why is that your kickoff and not the spilling and serving? Because when I saw that shit, I was like, when you followed me on there, because I was like, how do I search people that I know? And then you followed me, and then I went back on the app and I saw that my spilling was one, and
Yeah.
I was like, no, hold on, no. No, this isn't right. This isn't what they do here, right? And
Okay,
apparently,
wait. Stop. Hold on. So I just opened the app again, right?
yeah.
It says new version available on T AUNTEA. Says it's time for an app update, and you know on T always knows best.
Oh, Auntie.
On T, yeah, not Black App though.
That's nasty.
It also says what's T when you think the app. Like I don't know. This is very this is a black app, at least a very
Spill.
gay one.
Spill.
Um,
I mean, it is, but it's like I don't know, man. Hold on. I'm seeing some things on here. Hold on. She only serving two, bro. I can't follow. She only serving two.
she only serving two. We get them next time.
She only serving two.
Um, yeah, nah. This is nah. Nah, I don't want to do this app anymore. Um,
Yeah.
not right now. Like, not. It's kind of like I gotta like to me, my eyes work in a certain way, and like if I can notice that it's not arranged perfectly, then it's a perfect app.
I might fuck with this for a second. I see a lot of people following me. Shout out to Dom. Shout out to X. X is the one who gave me the code, by the way.
Oh,
So,
word.
and for giving me the code. I see Armand on here, but Armand's on everything. Armand's a little. But look at it. Look at Armand's shit. I'm on Vibe magazine, nigga. I slide this shit out your ass, boy. I'm Vibe magazine. I'm Vibe magazine, nigga. I'm Vibe magazine, nigga.
Hey
Anyway,
man, shout out to him and his interviews that he does, bringing wrestling to vibe.
did you hear? If you guys haven't heard or seen his L.A. Night joint, that joint's hard. He did his thing.
I agree. I agree.
He did his.
If only LA Knight could come on this show. But we could talk about LA Knight. We could
Yeah,
talk a little bit about LA Knight.
all about Mister Yeah on the show, but we want to get to Patreon because we got a really
My
special.
favorite, one of my favorite, The Dream songs from Love versus Money, by the way.
Oh, Mister Yeah,
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 Mr. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Can we do a
Uh,
remix of The Dreams, Mister Yeah, with all of
yeah,
LA Night?
we might, we
Mister
might.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Either A plus or Johnny Barnes is gonna do it. I know it.
I said, hey, listen, these ideas don't come for free, baby. You feel me?
Oh God,
Oh man. All right, let's go to Patreon. We're gonna be talking about on Patreon today our top 10 wrestlers of the year so far. And I don't know if we're debating it, but I think it's still gonna be quite a debate.
I feel like all right. You know what? Let's just get into it because
All
yeah,
right. All right, we'll be right back on the A show with No Holds Barred for non-patrons, but for patrons, sit tight and we'll be right back with this segment. All right, we're back. Good lord, we just cut a whole other podcast on the Patreon feed. So if you're not on Patreon, then you're missing out on our
I
top.
would I would highly recommend. Listen, it's $5. All right, I would highly recommend. I mean, it's. I would recommend you pay 20 just so you get the Discord conversation as well. Listen, Discord. First of all, Discord when NXT is airing is unmatched. To be honest with you, it's the most unhinged that there is. And then Justin has to come in all afterwards. I'm like, what the fuck is y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Um, but so I would pay the 20. But if you really want to hear this thing, the 5 is a whole other podcast of us talk about the top 10 wrestling wide, man, woman, WWE, NXT, AEW. That's probably it though, not ROH. But um, everybody gets a rub on this one. So definitely, yeah, stay tuned and subscribe patreon.com/the RNC.
Yes, and now we're gonna get into some no holds bar. Very very light week. Can you believe it?
I don't know. I hope so. Yeah, it's been like everyone's been behaving themselves. I'm waiting for the next controversy, the
I'm not.
next
No,
shoe to fall.
no.
No punk controversy. No,
No,
no.
I'm glad they're silent, relatively silent lately. Let's just
Okay,
keep it at that.
all right.
Um, You didn't finish the Idol, did you? You weren't watching it at all, were you?
I was not watching it at all. Even more so now.
Good on you. Good on you. So, hey man, did you hear that Trench from the Mogul affiliates was let go from All Elite Wrestling?
Damn. Damn. They could have used them better. This shit, nigga look like Kui from Moby Dick. Bruh, like what? Like, relax.
Trent
He
should
was
let
on
you
what?
know. Trent should let you know that Swerve ain't about us, bro. He really not
Listen,
about us.
I'm sure he the one who let him go. He's like, listen, this shit ain't working. This shit ain't working at all. But listen, I don't know when's the other guy gonna be let go? Baby Brock.
Oh, I don't know. He's still there though. He's still there.
All right, all right.
Um, should I get into the six matches that are kind of assumed they're going to be at SummerSlam, or should we just get into let's get into Money in the Bank and then kind of find our way there?
let's let's get into Money in the Bank. Let's find our way there. We've already recorded for very, very long. I'm telling you, get that Patreon. I'm telling you, it's it's everything that you needed and then some. But I feel like we can find our way there.
Okay, okay.
Let's find our way there.
Money in the Bank from the O2 Arena in London. What'd you think about the
Another
show?
one. Another
Another
one.
one?
Another one. That's what I think. There's nothing bad on this card.
Yeah, I'm looking at the card. I'm like, ain't no misses here, bro. I'm just gonna be real with you, bro. Ain't no misses here. And even the miss that you could say was a miss that was necessary to get somebody on the card. And I think that's the Cody Rhodes match. I think you just had to get him on that card, and that's why you
But
had that match.
you know what's crazy? The most critique I've seen by any match on this card has been the main event.
Really? Well, see, look,
See,
when you
there you
pay,
go. Hey
when you
man, listen. If you paid the $5, you ain't getting no police sirens, baby. Only
that's our
on
ad.
free.
That's our
Yeah.
ad. The main event.
Um,
I guess let's get into it. The main event. Let's start with it then.
I heard. So I was listening to, of course, they on my YouTube thing. So I'll click on the Alvarez and Meltzer thing. Their critique of this match was everything. The only part that really mattered and was great was the last 5 minutes of this match. And I retort that by saying you just had Money in the Bank ladder matches, and
Mm-hmm.
then you also had the World Heavyweight Championship match.
Chad
I
Gaga.
think
Well,
absolutely. I think the first part of this match was absolutely. They knew they were giving them plus 30. They knew they was giving them all the other stuff. It's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns gets 30 minutes on SmackDown, much less a fucking pay per view. Um, the psychology, in my opinion, is you cool the crowd back down. So something like what happened at Forbidden Door doesn't happen here.
where they was ready to go pee by the time Brian Danielson hit that hit, you know what I'm saying? Like they was tired. They were tired.
Yeah. So I think the first match, I'm giving, people say, oh, you got, but I think, because I've seen this happen before and I've seen wrestlers say this before. Like, realistically, like the good ones, and I'm more referencing like Eddie Guerrero, because Eddie Guerrero was the first person I ever heard that actually did this. You slow down the match on purpose, especially in the beginning, to kind of like get the crowd, settle back the crowd, because you're going to take them back up again. And you can't necessarily do that if you're at the top of the fucking roller coaster still. Um, there's nowhere to go but up after that. It's only down. So that's my only critique. But whew, man, this main event.
I and also all Roman Reigns matches are like this.
Yeah, I agree.
All Roman Reigns matches start off slow and then they do the Gaga and all that shit at the end. Like we know what's happening, but we're down to get on the roller coaster every single time.
I'm down. Listen, fucking Marvel versus Capcom finishers and shit. Like they were they were going ham sandwich, bro. I saw a double spear. I saw a spear and a spike.
And the psychology worked in that the question is, can Solo and Roman beat the greatest tag team of all time? That is the story. And the answer, we got the answer here, but it was also you keep the heat on Jimmy because Jay is the one that you're kind of willing to wait and see if what he's gonna do, and how he's gonna deal with that. And man, didn't you just miss babyface Usos? like a babyface Usos match. We have not
The
had
super
that
kick,
in a
the
long
super
time.
kicks hit different when they're baby faces.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a little spicier. It's a little spicier. You know what I'm saying? When it's the babyface Usos, they come out different. They come out dancing to the music now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the swagger is different, and that's what I enjoyed the most about seeing all this stuff was that like this was some of the damnedest babyface work that they've ever done, and it looked like they missed doing that shit because they were just into it.
Roman Reigns' first pinfall defeat since December 2019.
Mhm.
That's a long ass fucking time.
Yeah, that's
And
historic.
it's a Jey Uso. WWE has done what I complained about because when we did this podcast 3 fucking years ago, they have done or they're about to do something that they never really do. And that's a complete circle to end this story.
Mm-hmm.
Usually Vince McMahon, his kind of mindset was like, we're making weekly television. If it has to go up, down, back up, down, left, right, and then it might take a turn. The circle never really completed.
I don't think the Usos win this if Vince is doing creative.
No, not at all. I don't even know if we get here
Sure,
to this
yeah,
point.
yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I don't know if we get here to this point. But
Or if we do, it's gonna take Roman and Heyman and the Usos are gonna do it kicking and screaming. They're gonna make them do it because I
yeah,
think they have a level of control over what they do. So yeah.
right. I just, I say this, the moment was special. The moment I couldn't believe it. It was completely shocking. And now it's leading to a SummerSlam match between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
That's the circle thing coming to a close. That's where it started to now where it ends. And the fact that Roman Reigns can get Jey Uso to a point where he's going to be main eventing fucking SummerSlam, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen because it's liable to anything to happen. Jimmy could kick fucking Jay in the face. I don't
Doubt it.
know.
Doubt it.
I hope not.
That's not.
Um,
It just that
but
type of swerve makes no sense. You know what I'm
it
saying? Like
doesn't.
that. Like it goes along with like Seth turning on the Shield the night after they beat Evolution. You know what I mean? Like they don't mention
It,
that part no more.
it's giving me Nikki Bella turning on Brie Bella at SummerSlam a number of years ago.
Yeah, like
Um,
that type of shit is Vince shit. Like you notice for the Seth turn, they don't mention that they beat Evolution the night before. They never mention that. It just seems like it was a random Roman Reigns Randy Orton match that night, and then that's all they really bring up, right? So like, I need people to chill. You're getting your babyface Usos because you need a babyface tag team on that show. Uh,
mhm,
it, and that's just really what it is. I kept seeing the swerve part. I'm like, why do y'all want swerves that y'all really don't want? Like y'all
yeah.
really don't want that. Like that's not something you really want. I do think that there will be somebody introduced to the bloodline though. I really do.
Mm, they got more of them.
You know who I think it'll be?
Who?
Brock Lesnar.
Wow, that would be insane. I'm
Brock
not
Lesnar.
mad at it.
Brock Lesnar for the simple fact that if it's true and we're gonna get Brock Cody and Cody beats Brock, why would Brock not say if you can't beat him, join him? Like fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I can't face you no more anyway. I think they could make a real compelling argument that Heyman sees Brock lose and he's like Brock, you don't want to be a fossil. You don't want to be an afterthought to these motherfuckers like Cody and Seth and all these people. Join up with Roman.
And then they could rule both shows.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You get Heyman on both shows. That's just my pie in the sky thinking. I know it sounds crazy. Don't kill me. I'm just that's my pie in the sky thinking.
well, with the World Championship and all the other stuff like that, also comes the Money in the Bank matches.
Mm-hmm.
That opening match, I mean, and we're gonna get to my why y'all mad segment at this part. It's been a couple weeks, but it's still here.
Okay.
Damian Priest wins this match, the rightful winner, especially story wise, and also the right winner just in general. Like the man can go. He can go.
Yeah, like
He's
why
the
niggas
one.
acting like he ass? Like I don't understand.
People and so this is my why y'all mad thing. LA Knight.
Here we go.
I like LA Knight. I like that he brings his presence and is someone that is who cares about his presence on the show, because there's not a lot of people who care about that. People just care about the matches, but he very much so cares about his presence on the show. And I get that y'all have enjoyed the presence as well. LA Knight has done nothing yet on the main roster.
He survived a Fiend feud. I'm like, well, good.
Y'all don't even mention, y'all gonna put that in one of the worst matches of the year, bar none. Especially by the time it hits December. Like, you'd be talking about Mountain Dew and all this other shit. And they haven't had a sponsored match since then, which is another telling thing. Um, LA Knight hasn't done anything yet. And not to say that he can't do anything, but it was never the time. It was never that serious. You know what I'm saying? Um, he needs time to cook. We need to see him in the ring. We need to, before you can crown him and give him an opportunity where he could be world champion, you need to at least see what he can bring to somebody else and himself.
Mm-hmm.
Put him in the ring in an extended feud against Theory. Put him in the extended feud against, if you want to go Logan Paul, go Logan Paul. Put him in extended against anybody, to be real with you. He has not had an extended. He has been wrestling the New Day, fucking, I think the Mysterio LWO.
Yeah.
He has been firmly mid carding it up on SmackDown. Um, the reactions are there. I'm glad that people seem to have fallen in love with him and stuff like that. But just be clear, nothing has happened yet. There's no reason to be upset that he did not win this match. He's
I
not done shit yet.
I get why people are mad, because people just love people just know that or not know, but they love the sense of like WWE going against what they're gonna do and going with what the crowd wants, right? But the thing
Mhm.
is that he ain't gonna lose any crowd reactions, as you can see, if he doesn't win the fucking match. He's gonna still get the same crowd reactions. Like, I've seen people saying he's the most over babyface on the show, and I'm like, you put him next to Cody Rhodes, I promise you he's not. I'm sorry, I promise you he is not, and that's why they wouldn't do that, because they're smart. They're playing smarter. I'm not saying that. Here's my one thing with it though, Mills. He needs to stop. He doesn't need to be a heel anymore, and I think that's really why it's going to take a minute, because now they have to slowly pull him back from those programs now because they see
Yeah,
they're not getting the intended reaction that they wanted from him anymore as a heel. And honestly, if you want to keep it 100, the reason why he became a babyface is because he was facing off against Bray Wyatt, who people were kind of over at that point anyway. That's really where it started. Was that Bray Wyatt feud where they were like, "Yo, this is bullshit," and we like LA Knight.
I agree.
Like they just were not seeing it, and I think people do need to calm down. I think this is not a Daniel Bryan. This is not a Zack Ryder. Is that like y'all? There's a sense of histrionics with wrestling fans in general where they just cannot let shit go, and we know this. But why can't we just let the LA Knight thing play out before we actually judge it? You know what I mean? Like I'm not mad he lost. I think he's gonna turn out fine. This guy's a lot older than people think. Like, he understands the game. He knows what's up.
So he also had interviews this week, and I don't want to like shit on him, but because he talked about kind of like his first run when he was Max Dupree, and essentially he was put in that position because he's a little bit older. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I get it.
Yeah,
Introducing a pretty much, you're introducing a new star to them, and he's kind of on the older side.
yeah.
I get why they chose to go that route. You know what I'm saying? He's not, when you introduce a lot of these guys, these Cameron Grimes, these Indy Hartwells, these all this, they all kind of like trend younger, and WWE is trying to trend younger, to be honest with you. I
Well,
get why they introduce him in that kind of role, because he is a little bit older. You're pretty much introducing, this is like Batista plus 5 years. You're introducing a new character to WWE as he's 41 years old.
mhm. Yeah,
Like,
I'm looking at his Wikipedia, and someone put in LA Knight is generally considered to be one of the best talkers in the modern era of professional wrestling. What?
yeah, nah.
He's great. Listen, he's great. Can we chill with the gas?
Yeah, like
Jesus
relax.
Christ. He ain't cut.
My
He ain't even been up there with Roman or Cody or anybody yet.
my boy, and shout out to my boy. I love you, but I would just like, no, you're wrong. He said he was upset that LA Knight didn't win. And what did our text conversation say? He said something like, um, I said LA Knight is popular as hell, but he's not that impressive in the ring, and actually hasn't had any motion since the Bray feud. And he responds with, "Were Rock or Austin really impressive in the ring, though?" And I
Jesus
said, "Yes." I
Christ.
said, "Absolutely yes."
Jesus.
And then he was like, "You're probably right. I'm being blinded by the persona."
How are you blinded? That's what I'm thinking. How are you blinded by the persona? Not no disrespect to your friend, but like how is anyone blinded by the persona? It's like we've seen great talkers before, but we're in a different era. Like you absolutely have to be able to talk, but they have to be, have to be in programs. And the thing is, and my big question is also, who is he leapfrogging right now to get to where y'all want him to be? He's leapfrogging people that y'all like, that y'all actually legitimately like. You just want to leapfrog Booker? The only person I think he should leapfrog right now is Austin Theory, who I think is on a boat alone in the Arctic right now. He's cold as shit, and no one's helping him.
Ain't no Pretty Deadly saving that motherfucker. I tell you that.
They on their own wave. They on their own wave right now, and I think they should absolutely stay away from that fucking heat vacuum like the Austin Theory is. I think I'm a bit tired of Lipo in this situation. This guy needs to get the title off of him.
Anyway,
I'm mad at
also
Austin Theory.
I'm also mad at Austin Theory, but I think it'll. I don't know. They seem to have like way. They seem to be very hot and cold with him, and I think it'll get back to where it needs to at some point. Um, Spun off for this match. I mean, maybe we'll. I don't know. We'll get into Raw. I was gonna say spinning off of that match. Um, Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Io Sky. I knew there was no one else.
Nobody else. Like we said on the show last week, Becky, Trish, and Zoe canceled each other out as we thought, and these handcuffs became the great equalizer. I thought Io just looked like a star this whole match. I think one thing with
Great
Io,
finish. Great fucking finish.
really good finish, but I think with Io, she needs to calm down with the babyface mannerisms during the matches, yo. She's giving it away too much.
Mm,
She's giving it
I,
away way too much.
I could see that.
She's drawn to the crowd in a not antagonistic way when she's doing the moonsault. She's doing all that type of stuff. Like, I get you in the moment, but like she's I get it. She's excited to be doing the babyface spots again, and she was very much a babyface in the match. Like, I love the part where Bailey double crossed her, but I was a little bit less enthused about her going right back to Bailey and helping her right after that. I thought that was a confusing part of the match to me. What
Yeah,
was
I agree.
she just
And then the press conference as well was like, "Now be straight." I was like,
yeah,
"Word."
it was very strange, but that was my only gripes about it, is that Io she should still be kind of laying into the heel stuff until it's time for her to actually be a babyface. Oh, Trish Stratus. I mean,
Trish Stratus. Yes, please. Let's talk about
yeah,
Trish.
can we just talk about like how crazy it is that she is, and like she's 47 years old, pulling this off right now, and I
She
think
on her
that
edge shit right now. She on her edge.
she's working, and for her to be in that first ladder match, she took that she could have just said fuck this after her nose got looked like broken, but she didn't, and she went along with it, and I fought, listen, all the respect in the world for her wanting to tough it out with these young ladies, and really making herself look impressive there too.
I agree. It's a
Was this the best women's Money in the Bank match to you?
honestly, I can't remember a lot of them. I'm going to say in terms of like making sense, this is the best for me. And
Okay.
they had big spots. I think it's big spots. I think I don't know if I'm gonna get crucified. I think women they seldom do what Zelina did in that match. Which I completely understand because shit
Scary,
hurts.
scary, bro. And shout out to Zoe once again. I'm calling MVP for her again. She was the glue that was making a lot of them shit that shit work and make sense. Her head going through one of the rungs after the sunset flip was fucking frightening. but
Yeah.
she made it look like it was the most crushing. Like she was out of the match for the rest of the match, and I was like, makes a lot of sense. I was like, that you're not getting up from that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Just great shit overall.
Um,
Um,
the
go ahead.
return of Drew McIntyre. Drew Mac comes back after the Gunther Riddle match, which is to me a gentleman's squash. But
You ain't wrong.
I what are you thinking here with Gunther and Drew here? Like, what are we thinking? The rumor was, and Triple H, of course, is going to play. He's not going to play to the dirt sheets and confirm what they were saying. But the rumors was that Drew wanted to be in a big program. But so what do you think putting him with Gunther is doing for him now?
I think we're sending him off from Faceland in a big way
Okay, okay.
and welcoming him into heel country after he loses this match.
Yes, that's what I think too. I think he loses, and I think Seth is on the way for him after this Judgment Day stuff wraps up.
I agree. I think yeah, we're gonna see that. It could happen as soon as the Raw after SummerSlam. To be honest with you,
I
I
would
can see it.
quite, I would quite honestly be okay with Drew beating Seth come September
My
because
thing is
what you could do here, hear me out, What you could do here, walk with me. What you could
okay.
do here, you could have Drew beat Seth, have Drew hold it all the way up to November, and have your program going into Royal Rumble be Damian cashing in on Drew, winning the title from him, and then having a feud with those two.
I could see that. Do we think? All right, the Money in the Bank briefcase is always a slick thing, right?
Yeah, albatross, if you will.
Do we cash it in before Mania? Because the Mania is going to the Mania main event is going to main event whether you have a briefcase or not.
Listen,
Or do they?
let's be honest. Cody and Roman are main eventing that show.
Yeah,
The second night, that's fine.
the World Championship match. They will blow up that briefcase at any point in time if they need to, essentially. And I think they've done it literally like the past like 3 fucking years.
Yeah,
They did it with Biggie, blew that shit up. Sorry to Biggie, great moment, but they blew that shit up. They did it with Miz in like record time. They did it like before Mania. He really lost like March 1st.
yeah.
um, they did it with who the fuck did they do it last year with? Oh, Theory. Theory
Theory.
was the ultimate. God, I don't even consider that a blow up, but they blew that shit up too. It was like we don't want nothing around our what the fuck we doing. So it remains to see what they do with this, but I like your idea. I
I
like it
still
a lot.
I still feel like Finn. But the thing is, if you want Gunther to get it, Finn got to get it either now or later. like Finn will have to get it now or later. Or oh my god, what if Finn beats Seth and then Damian cashes in, but then Drew has to turn heel.
I feel like they wouldn't do that. I feel like Damian Priest is going to be the face in this situation. So they wouldn't have him cash in on his friend, but he can certainly cash in on Seth Rollins and take the moment away from Finn, and that kind of be like how things go on.
Like if your
Um,
idea that Gunther is going to be facing off with someone for that title, it would have to be a babyface by the time April rolls around. And if it's
it'll probably
Damian
be
Priest,
Seth.
you think Seth's going to get it back?
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll probably be Seth. I think
If
Seth is the most dependable. Seth versus Gunther hasn't been done yet, and I think that's a match that people would kill this. Actually, it might have been done, but
it has been,
um,
it was done before. It was done during that period when NXT was on the main roster, but nobody remembers that shit.
yeah, for sure.
But it's a
Um,
lot of niggas that's ready for that title, and I don't know how that everyone's gonna have time to get it. Like
hey man,
Cody is relatively like clean here because he's said openly that title is not the title that I was supposed to win.
and then he tried to clean it up too. Try to politic his way out of that. He was like, that would be a great match. Seth gave me a birthday cake. um,
Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Let's clap it up to them. Grown man for squashing the beef. Clap it up
hey
for them.
man, squash it. Everybody getting money. Why the fuck we beefing?
Seth
Let's
did
get
it because
this money.
he got what he wanted.
He
He
got
was
what
like,
he wanted. I'm that nigga now. Fuck out of here. Um, Cody versus Dom was cool.
It was cool. I mean, no complaints there. It wasn't a bad match. No
Yeah,
complaints.
the turn of the century. And by turn of the century, I mean what the fuck is this? Um, WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are the new tag team champions because Shayna Baszler turns on Ronda Rousey seemingly out of nowhere.
Until Monday.
Did you see what Plus said about this in the Discord?
No.
About the promo on Raw?
Oh, I like the promo.
No,
Come
no, no,
on.
no, 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 no. He didn't say anything bad about it.
Okay.
He said something that I thought was actually funny. He said they cut this promo on AEW every week, every fucking week, and I couldn't help but laugh because it's so fucking true. Shout out to Plus. Um, they cut that promo every week. Listen, it's a shame. Anybody who turns on Ronda is the face in the situation because Ronda, I don't know if Ronda needs to get an ailment. I don't know if Ronda needs to have
She's so
one arm removed.
she's so hateable, y'all. She's so hateable.
It's not even hateable. I guess they just don't like her more than other people.
I mean, but when you really think about it, that's a good story for her to have. Is that like any match with her, you want somebody to beat her because it's gonna make that person. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna make you if they if if she gets beaten by you.
Right.
I guess we could kind of spin off. I think we talked about everything on the show, other than the Judgment Day stuff, which continued on Raw anyway. But
Yeah,
I mean,
let's go to Raw.
let's get to that promo. Let's get to that promo because I definitely don't want to forget that or the Ricochet stuff. But the the promo that Shayna cut, let me just be clear, her best promo ever because you felt the frustration. And the thing, the reason why that, even though that was an AEW as promo, that is true. But you don't hear that a lot on WWE TV, but you also heard the frustration in Shayna's voice. And I think that there's a good grievance to be had there. I get.
I don't think she answered the question about why they would become tag team champions and then do all this shit afterwards.
I think that'll come. I think that'll happen. And the story as according to Meltzer is that this was supposed to be a slow burn, but Ronda has some sort of a hard out in her contract. And again, like when you talk contract stuff in Meltzer, he gets proven wrong left and right lately. But if that is the case, it makes sense why they have to go ahead and do this program now.
Hey man, they spit this shit the fuck up, bro. Even the Raw program, I felt like the Raw
I'm
promo was like,
I'm with it because I'm with. Oh, you thought that Shayna shouldn't have come out, or like they should have waited one more week before they did it?
let her talk. What the? But I guess I don't know. They was gonna boo her anyway, so I guess they don't need to.
Yeah, and again, it gives them something to do, especially Shayna, who like I think we both like Shayna, right? Like I like
I like
Shayna.
Shayna. I like Shayna. In ring, I don't know. I'm wishy washy, but I like Shayna.
I think generally she gets the job done in what she performs and how she does things. And I think if you're giving her a big singles program with Ronda Rousey that you guys have been waiting to do, we've been waiting for that shoe to drop for such a long time. So be it. You know what I mean? Let's do it. I think with Ronda, she needs something to fucking do. She has been aimless for the past year, and
But that's her own accord though. Like she literally was like, I'm pretty sure they were like, so we're gonna put you in the women's championship match, and she's like, I don't want this shit. I want to
yeah,
do my Shayna shit.
yeah, pretty much. And again, like if this is what
So
you want, let
right.
them make the best of it.
So even on like for instance like the stuff on social media about her match getting cut, you in the mid card now, baby. This is what
Yeah,
you wanted.
that's what happened.
You in the yeah, that shit would happen. Shit happens to everybody in the mid card. You never had your match cut before, probably because your ass was in the main event.
Now there are a couple matches that Ronda needs to have before she gets on out of here, and one of them being I need to see the Charlotte run back. I need to see the Bianca Belair match, and I'm sorry, y'all need to squash whatever y'all got. I need to see the Becky run back, bro. I need to see that.
Yeah, yeah. I think you know what. I don't think she's completely done. Um, so it can still be on the table, but I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
Now, also on Raw, Raw was a declaration. There was a lot of declarations on Raw. This was a very women's heavy show,
Hey man,
which I thought
everybody was on it.
I thought it was cool that the women got such a showcase. You had Maxine Dupree, Rhea and Natty, tag team turmoil, the aforementioned Ronda and Shayna stuff, and that all happened within those 3 hours, which was really really cool to me.
Yo, Sonya Deville and Chelsea
What the
Green running the gauntlet.
what the fuck, yo? I'm at least like, yo, shout out Indy Hartwell for coming back so fast off of that fucking debilitating injury that she had. Shout out to and again, giving a lot to Kaden and Katana, or Kaden's the same person. Katana and whatever, Casey too. Uh, giving a lot to them. They did some crazy shit in that match. You see that move they did to Sonya? I would have been like, hell no.
After them busting your ass on that rope, yeah, I would have been hell no. Fuck out of here. But
But what the fuck? What the fuck? This is Meals. This is the same program they were in before Liv got injured.
yo, they ran through everybody. I was crying. I was like, what is going on here?
These motherfuckers like the Young Bucks. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, they are, if you need someone who's hated, Sonya Deville is, she is good at what she does.
Make someone hated. Make someone else hated. I have been a staunch defender of this program, of not the program of this division. And let me just tell you, they had teams. They had fucking teams. But I was a staunch, but it was like so much of it was just gaga shit where it's just like, okay, so now Nikki is gonna be mad at Indy, and now all this stuff is like this. Like, what does this program take place at? Like, where does this happen? It only happens in backstage vignettes. Do something with this program already. Like, Indy's back. Nikki should go somewhere else. You have Tegan Knox on the show. I'm hyped because I'm like, bro, yeah, finally Tegan Knox on the show. They found her in catering, and she gets teamed up with fucking Dana Brooke instead of Emma. That's like, what are y'all
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah. I was like, come on, Dana Brooke, like, fuck out of here. They don't even respect her in fucking on Tuesday.
bro? Funniest shit on NXT is I didn't want to tap out. Is the funniest shit. I didn't want to tap out, nigga. You tapped out. Get out of here. If that was
Anyway,
the biggest gripe on Raw, it was that tag team gauntlet was just not it.
hey
Period.
man, my favorite thing on Raw, and this is normally never said,
Mm-hmm.
that women's world championship match was
Yeah.
a fucking banger and a half. I went, I don't rate matches. I went 4 on that.
Natty, I'm sorry.
I'm not saying I'm sorry. I got to see this again.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm crying. I'm lying. She's done this for like 2 decades. Like at
Yeah,
this point, let me just say, let me give her a props.
I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. You did your thing, and they proved the theory that you make the Rhea matches a thing. You make them an attraction, and people they dig it. And they got a long. Was it 2 commercial breaks for this match?
Listen, Natalia was fighting for her fucking life. She was going like that. This match, at any point, I thought it could have been over,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't. And there was a lot of things that were done in this match, and it's great that they didn't have more Money in the Bank because maybe it would have gotten overshadowed by another match. But this match it's like, to me, in terms of like women's match of the year, it's probably Charlotte and Rhea is still the top of the crop. And then maybe Bianca and Io is still pretty fucking high too. This is like third.
Mm-hmm.
This is good as fuck.
It's really good. It's really good. And again, like, it shows the gulf of talent. Like, Rhea is really fucking crisp in there, and she was against somebody else who was a fucking crisp worker, and it worked. I love the leg wrap with the headbutt. Yeah, yeah, fire ass moves. Rhea was pulling out moves we haven't seen before that she was doing, and I'm like, again, you have to make it. If you see this every week, it starts to dull in your senses, and it's good to have one woman at least on the roster that feels like like a fucking big deal when she actually wrestles. You know what I mean? And again, you're starting to get the Raquel thing going now, which should also be amazing. They're familiar with each other. They're good friends. Let's pull the trigger on that. Let's go. Let's get real working and working up to that Becky feud, because that's coming, Meals, sooner than later. That's about to happen.
Hey man, Io pulled up on Raw. I was like, it could be you, and she was like, "Bitch, I wish you would. I
Said, nah,
wish you fucker."
holler at the mother. Holler at your mother. Get the fuck out of here. Opening of the show, you get Seth Rollins come out to a tremendous pop. Like, never heard anything so crazy in my life with Seth Rollins. No one's ever cheered this nigga like this.
Until
until Cody comes out. He
That
said, "Let me
whoa
show
was
you this."
different.
He said, "Let me show you how to do this shit." They singing songs, eh? Let me show you songs with words.
That that whoa was different. And then
Twice, 3 times.
shout out to that little black kid who was crying. He was like, I got him now. Watch this.
Yeah, he gonna see me. He gonna see me, bro.
Hey man, they
He comes
had
out.
it. Go ahead.
Well, how scared were you?
I was not scared. I thought it was awesome as fuck. I
Okay.
thought this was amazing. And like I knew it would be a fake out because I'm like, they're not gonna do this. I was firmly like they're still gonna do the Finn thing. Um but I thought the moment was great for the live crowd.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Brock, what do you want to talk about? And then Brock comes out, and then on site, Cody. How
Hey
does Cody
man,
do this in his gear? Go up to the back, change it to his suit, and then go into another promo.
nigga just Superman Clark Kent on this bitch, man.
I love it. I love it. So Cody says, I'll fight Brock here. I'll fight Brock there. I'll fight Brock anywhere. He hits the Dr. Seuss. And then I guess we're rolling into this third match. They're 1-1, and I'm waiting to see what the actual stipulation is going to be here. I've heard there's supposed to be a stipulation to this match.
I heard so too. So we'll see what happens. We will
Do you
see
think
what happens.
Cody wants a dog collar match? They say no. We'll see what happens here.
I feel like they're not gonna say no. Triple H gonna be like, all right.
Dog collar match would be crazy in the WWE.
Triple H will be like, all right,
They
let's
haven't
do
done
it.
one of these matches in a long time. Like they can't do like a Detroit street match, a street fight or some shit like that. I'm like, what?
Hey man, dog collar matches might be how Detroit gets down, bro. This shit
Yeah,
might be. I
it's
think of
tight.
dog collar matches. I think of Detroit for sure.
I think if Brock says that he's down with the dog collar match, he'll do the dog collar match. And I know if Mox sees this, he'll be like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Hey man, tough break, kid.
but the through line of this is the furthering issues that are simmering between the Judgment Day. Judgment Day were
Hmm.
looking for Finn the whole night, and Dominic says, "You know what? I'm going to take my shot, and I'm going to go against Seth Rollins as a ploy to get Damian to cash in his Money in the Bank." They have it was like a short match. It was like 9 minutes between Dom and Seth, and Damian interrupts the match, and he's about to cash in, and Finn Balor out of nowhere just so happens to stop the cash in.
He was not seen before at any point of the show. They couldn't get in contact with him until
Mm-hmm.
the main event when the cash in was about to happen.
So if this is a Judgment Day breakup, do they all break up or only them and Damien?
It will be which side do we choose kind of deal. It
Mm-hmm.
will be a Finn Balor, y'all, I'm the leader of this group, and Damian Priest, like, this nigga's tripping. And then Rhea and Dom will have to try to figure out which side they should go to. And then that will be the basis of the feud, to be honest with you. It could go into Mania.
I think Dom and Rhea spinoff a la like who when the corporation broke up, there was a couple like mini factions that broke off into their own thing. It'll be like that.
Okay.
Like Dom and Rhea will be their own Eddie and China, and then
Triple H in
Damien
China.
or yeah, Triple H in China.
Hey man,
You a
listen.
wild nigga. And then Finn and I would guess Big Head JD will be the new Judgment Day. Honestly,
the
what would you think of a Judgment Day that was Finn, JD, and the Creeds?
Creeds.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, what are the Creed? I don't know. I'm not sure about the Creeds, but
Creed is a dark ass name. Like Creed is a
Creed is a dog ass name, but it's also powerful. I don't know. Creeds is we didn't give too much away.
oh shit. Oh wow, yeah, my bad.
But we I don't give I kinda want to give it away. I don't really give a fuck.
My bad, dog.
This show comes out Wednesday. Creed's coming whether you like it or not.
My bad, dog. Uh,
um
Ricochet and Logan Paul. Is this a marquee match? And are you happy for Ricochet for getting this match?
I can tell he's happy for this match because he wore that suit.
With that chain. What is that chain?
Yeah. Listen, the first thing I saw him in they had the little SummerSlam thing with all the cars. I was like, what's Ricochet doing in this commercial? I was like, what's my nigga? There's a fly suit, but what the fuck is he doing in this commercial?
And we had a conversation about Ricochet and him continuing this momentum going forward. And as much as I want to be annoyed that they just straight dropped the Bronson Reed stuff between him and Nakamura, I'm fine with him going to Logan Paul and not having to deal with that shit and all of that. Like I'm cool with that.
haven't You need these kind of matches. I mean, I think Ricochet, Logan Paul, SummerSlam, a spectacle,
Hmm.
um, internet breaking, all types of other extra shit. This is going to be his WWE version of the Will Ospreay match.
Wow.
I said
Okay.
it.
Okay. Lipo. I'm gonna
We
let that
got
play.
we got Will Ospreay at home.
Ricochet is going to have to prove that he can hang on the mic and that he can hang in all aspects, because this is essentially another pro versus kind of Joe type deal, right? Where it's like you're a pro at this, and how are we going to make this happen? But the storytelling, the continuity of them continuing this from Royal Rumble all the way to now is just insane.
Yeah, no, I think this has been planned for a while.
Mhm.
I think this has been on, and I think Logan Paul has probably wanted to do this for a while too. Um, Especially if you have an opportunity where it's like I can give some everyone who's gave their shine to me, maybe I can give some shine to this guy and get him on the right track somewhere.
Yeah, because I
Could-
think
could-
Ricochet is definitely, to me, somebody that in the future they need to be focusing on in terms of like new guys that come up.
yeah, absolutely. Um, we also got another one of my faves, The Miz.
Oh
Absolutely
god.
scorched the earth on that promo. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, the last person who called me a coward isn't here anymore.
Who's who is that?
Brian Danielson, nigga.
He's not the one who sent them out.
He might. He
No,
might have.
the fuck out of here. You gonna put his face
Everybody,
on
he's like, you call me a loser. Everybody who's ridden my coattails and turned on me, look at where they're at. I don't even know where half these niggas is at.
Are you excited for this no disqualification? Listen, Raw this week was good. Raw next week sounds like it's gonna be an all timer because there's a lot of bangers next week.
It's a good fucking show. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it immensely.
We also
Yeah,
get on next week's Raw, which was set up this week, Becky versus Zoe Stark for the first time, which should be what an indictment for how much faith they have in Zoe Stark to pull this one off.
I agree. And I think the back and forth promo did what it was supposed to do. Um Trish again, nose thing. I mean, this is she's gonna get massive heat off of that. And I think Zoe Stark, yeah. I mean, this the Zoe Stark Trish Stratus combination is just proven to be great, just on a weekly basis. It's good for all parties. Everybody's winning.
Yeah, I Trish couldn't sound mean if she tried, yo.
Nah, I don't know.
It's great.
It's some Canadian shit, bro. Like,
She's trying hard, bro. She's trying hard, yo. And I think that it's like so funny to see her with the nasally, because like the mask is like over her nose, so she sounds super nasally. She was great here though. I thought she was dope. Again, what I'm loving on Raw is that they're continuing these stories and that they're making sense. And one of the biggest to me kind of success stories of that is this Maxine Dupree stuff. I think the Maxine
whew,
Dupree is incredibly entertaining. I'm sorry.
it's good. You got that woman. You see the soles of that woman's feet. I was like, oh no, nah, not in my house. You stay outside. You stay outside. Valhalla, if that's your
the
real name.
the work she's putting in, the character work she's putting in, she is doing stuff here
She's a
to me that is,
natural.
yeah, that's just way better than what she would have been doing if she stayed as a valet. And I think if you get her active, you could be looking at another, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. If she continues on the way she looks right now, she might be better than Shotzi in a week. Let's just keep it 100.
She's working. I can foresee her as. I think. I mean, if she wants to really move forward with like the in ring stuff like that, she can kind of do that. I can still kind of see her as the valet, kind of like diva esque. bringing that kind of flavor to the show. Because I do think there's a lane for that in this show with like everyone who's like, we're all workers, and she's just like, but I'm pretty. Um, and then she also has like a lot of things. I looked at her like Instagram. She has her own company, like her own boutique and
Yeah,
shit. I was like, yo,
yeah.
she
She
a
don't need
hustler.
this. Yeah, she don't need this. She does not
Nah,
need
not
this
at
shit.
all.
So she doing it for the love of the game at this point.
And she's just winning at it. So shout out to Maxine Dupree. Shout out to American Alpha. American Alpha. It's American Alpha, right?
Yeah, American Alpha.
No.
Yes. But
All
shout out
right.
to Gable alone, who probably is partially the reason why she's as good as she is right now. She's been training with him, training with Natty. Hey man, it's looking good, and complain all you want. Like this is the type of on the job training that they need to have. Like she came out from NXT. She wanted to give it a
I'm
chance.
bugging. Alpha Academy.
You said American Academy, and I said yes.
Yeah, I said American Alpha. I was like, I'm pretty sure that was the one with the black dude in it.
The black dude, come on, man. He's produced some of your favorite matches this year.
Hey man, shout out to Jason Jordan, if that's your
Jesus.
real name.
But is there anything else that happened on Raw that we missed here? I don't think so.
Nah, I think everything. Yeah, I think we got. Listen, we got everything. This
Yeah, we
show
got
is.
every episode.
If you on Patreon, this show is damn near 2 hours. So
Um, it is two. I think it is 2 hours. Thank you guys for listening. This Friday we get the second tribal court with Roman Reigns on the stand between the Usos. Classic on the way. Let's just say that it's about to be another classic. And then next week we got a stacked episode of Raw. So we're going into SummerSlam territory here, and we got our 300th episode coming up too. So I don't know. I feel like I'm cool with 300 just being an episode, Meals.
I'm cool with it as well.
I
Just
think
stay
200
tuned.
was like 200 was like that line that we crossed where it was like, okay, oh fuck, and now we're just kind of see. Look at that, niggas mad that I'm cool with that outside.
Niggas might be, but we'll
All right,
see. We'll see. We'll
cool.
figure something out.
But as always, thank you guys for listening. This week there's going to be an episode of Spot Colors coming out about Bret Hart wrestling with shadows.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
me and Cyrus go over an hour on that documentary, and it's really cool to talk about the Montreal Screwjob for the last time. Knock on wood.
Hey, quick question. What you thought about that Lil Uzi Nakamura shit?
Ass.
What's the business behind it? What do you think is the business behind it?
The business. I think it is definitely possible that if he needed a clearance, that was the WrestleMania thing was definitely a way for him to get a clearance for that because WWE usually doesn't clear their themes for anything. So I would see that I could see that Nick Khan probably say, "Oh, you want to clear Uzi? Sure, you're part of the family now." And they're going to be in Philly next year. They're going to be in Philly next year, so it all makes sense.
Hey man, listen, Nick
knowing
Khan.
from, knowing from experience and knowing from someone who works with them quite often, they do not clear anything. They want you on their shit. So for them to clear that song, I'm sure Uzi sees very little from it, but I'm pretty sure the moment itself is pretty cool. But the song is terrible. Can we stop?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I think that's it for the show.
Yeah, so check us out on Spot Callers later this week. Check Cyrus and Quan out this week as well for their Fight Forever review. And if you're on Patreon, they're going to have a video review of the game coming out on Patreon very, very soon as well. Please have a safe and healthy and fun July 4th. Please stay out the heat or the rain wherever you are right now. And we'll see you guys next week on the A Show. Peace.